crane. 4. He also employed the ram mounted on wheels, an account of which he left in his writings. As for the tower, he says that the smallest should be not less than 60 cubits in height and 17 in breadth, but diminishing to 1/5 less at the top, the uprights for the tower being 9 inches at the bottom and half a foot at the top. Such a tower, he says, ought to be 10 stories high, with windows in it on all sides. 5. His larger tower, he adds, was 120 cubits high and 23½ cubits broad, diminishing like the other to 1/5 less. The uprights 1 foot at the bottom and 6 digits at the top. He made these large towers 20 stories high, each story having a gallery round it 3 cubits wide. He covered the towers with rawhide to protect them from any kind of missile. 6. The tortoise of the battering ram was constructed in the same way. It had, however, a base of 30 cubits square and a height, excluding the pediment, of 13 cubits. The height of the pediment from its bed to its top was 7 cubits. Issuing up and above the middle of the roof for not less than 2 cubits was a gable, and on this was reared a small tower 4 stories high, in which on the top floor scorpiones and catapults were set up, and on the lower floors a great quantity of water was stored to put out any fire that might be thrown on the tortoise. Inside of this was set the machinery of the ram, termed in Greek kriodike, in which was placed a roller turned on a lathe, and the ram, being set on top of this, produced its great effect when swung to and fro by means of ropes. It was protected, like the tower, with rawhide. 7. He explained the principles of the borer as follows: that the machine itself resembled the tortoise, but that in the middle it had a pipe lying between upright walls, like the pipe usually found in catapults and ballistae, 50 cubits in length and 1 cubit in height, in which a windlass was set transversely. On the right and left at the end of the pipe were 2 blocks, by means of which the iron-pointed beam which lay in the pipe was moved. There were numerous rollers enclosed in the pipe itself under the beam, which made its movements quicker and stronger. Numerous arches were erected along the pipe above the beam which was in it, to hold up the rawhide in which this machine was enveloped. 8. He thought it needless to write about the raven, because he saw that the machine was of no value. With regard to the scaling machine, termed in Greek epibathra, and the naval contrivances which, as he wrote, could be used in boarding ships, I have observed that he merely promised with some earnestness to explain their principles, but that he has not done so. I have set forth what was written by Diades on machines and their construction. I shall now set forth the methods which I have learned from my teachers and which I myself believe to be useful. End of Book 10, Chapter 13.